Emergency workers are in peril when they respond to a call about a disabled tanker truck. April 15th, 2008. About 4 in the morning, State Trooper Pat Lauer is dispatched to a tanker in trouble outside Bristol, Virginia. When he arrives on scene with his dash cam rolling, flames are visible on the right side of the undercarriage.
I noticed the operator of the truck was standing about 30 feet to the right of the tanker, and I ran up to him and I asked him what was he hauling, and he said that it was empty. And I said, well, what was it hauling? And he said that it was a gas tanker. And at that point, I knew that the situation got worse because I know that an empty gas tanker is more dangerous than a full gas tanker.
Even though the tank is empty, gasoline vapor remains inside. Gasoline is flammable, but the vapors are even more likely to explode.
I asked the operator whether or not he could separate his cab from the tanker, and he said he tried and he couldn't.
Can you separate it? No way. All right, come back here.
Fearing for their lives, Trooper Lauer and the driver take cover behind the police cruiser, out of view of the dash cam. They hope the fire department arrives before it's too late. Lieutenant Brian Witcher, his brother Jeff, and firefighter Janet Evans respond from the Bristol Fire Department.
When we arrived on scene, the rear tires of the truck was on fire. At that point, we didn't know how long the fire had been burning or how long it had been exposing the aluminum tank. Being aluminum, it has a failing point rather quickly.
Lieutenant Witcher and his crew decide to park in front of the burning tanker, and for good reason.
We parked in front of the truck to give us protection from being uphill upwind. We also parked in that location to use the truck as a shield in case something did happen.
Less than a minute after they arrive, the fire reaches the vapors in the tank. The explosion unleashes a fireball and showers the area with twisted metal.
The shock wave from the gas tanker pushed me backwards about 10 feet. There was a large, probably 5 foot tall by 8 foot wide circular disc that blew out of that tanker.
We got parts with the road.
The trooper and the trucker are a safe distance from the explosion, but the firefighters are dangerously close.
Then I ran up to the firemen because I knew they were only just feet away. I expected to see injuries, concussion injuries or something. I ran up to the scene, found them, and they said they were all okay.
All the firemen are 10-4. They don't look to be hurt.
Firefighter Evan's seatbelt got stuck, delaying the rest of the crew from getting out of their rig and reaching the fire.
Firefighter Evans had an issue or two as far as getting out of the truck, which delayed our response as far as getting an attack line on the fire by 2 to 5 seconds, which in turn turned out to be the 2 to 5 seconds that might have saved our life.
Unscathed, the firefighters battled the blaze.
The explosion caused a lot of the fire to be self-extinguished, and just a short time later we had those fires under control.
It's only later, when he sees the video caught on the police dash cam, that Lieutenant Witcher realizes how dangerous the situation was.
We all went back to the trooper's vehicle and we was watching the video, and I was like, oh my goodness, that was really, really close. Everybody went their separate ways and went home. First thing I wanted to do was go home and grab my little boy. My little boy was 3 years old at the time. As soon as I walked in the door, I picked him up and just hugged him, squeezed him as hard as I could, and grabbed a hold of my wife and gave her a big hug. And from that point on, it's just been a day that I'll never forget.